Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of Freedom Friday here on the Ohio Patriot Education Network YouTube channel. I'm, as always, your host, Air the Ohio Patriot. And for today's episode, we are going to talk about pride versus reality and the two-tier justice system of America currently, as well as the BS justice system of America, where you can burn an American flag and have it be a constitutionally protected right of free speech. But yet, God forbid you put scooter marks or tire tread marks on a gay pride flag that was painted on the fucking road, and now you're catching felony charges. It's so fucking ridiculous entirely, dude. So, anyway, we got a lot of different kinds of pride stories, from people stealing the pedo pride flags to people defacing pedo pride fucking murals on the ground that shouldn't be on the ground to begin with, dude. Because again, it's like the real problem in general is you have these woke ass city councils, you have these woke ass fucking local pieces of shit politicians that shouldn't even be in power at all in this country, basically passing some bullshit agenda to be like, oh yeah, you can totally paint on the fucking road here, whatever the case be, and then they're gonna sit there and charge people who deface the shit is what it is, dude. And it's like, it's fucking ridiculous what it is, dude. Because again, it's like, stop painting your fucking trash on the goddamn roads, people, and there ain't gonna be a fucking problem here. You know, you want to go display your fucking flag or whatever the case be on your house, like whatever, dude. Is it wrong that is it wrong for people to steal that? Yes, of course. It's no different than somebody stealing an American flag, though, or any other thing, any piece of property for that matter, dude. It should be treated just the same for that matter. It should be treated as criminal mischief or criminal theft of property or something like that's what it is. So, anyway, we got a soulless ginger in the house. What's going on, Corey? There is no Corey, only Zool.
No, there's Corey.
Okay. That was
No, I was talking. I had minimized this screen for a second because I was trying to close out tabs on my phone so it doesn't drain the battery as bad. I didn't realize you could hear me.
Yeah. So got a bunch of different stories we're going to talk about today, and I think we'll since you're here for this one, I think we will start off with this one, which is Cat Corey. You almost got it. Just not quite.
Did you see that thing that Let On Still shared?
I did. I pulled up a couple stories about that one. For those who don't know what we're talking about,
that shit's fucking
now
insane.
what it is. So you have, I thought I pulled up 3 stories here, but I only have 2 right now. So the main story, I'm going to go back to Discord and grab the main story actually that was led to this. It happened in Vermont, obviously, for those don't know about this. It was, let me see here now. Yeah, it was Burlington, Vermont police terrorized high school students with mock shooting. And then the other things that have come out since then from the mainstream media were police apologized for mock shooting that left high school students terrified. So students were apparently unaware of a stage incident wasn't real, which I didn't even think people were back at school at this point, but apparently I guess they are. Or maybe it's summer school or something. I don't know.
It's most likely summer school. Because school's already out. Regular school's out.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought it was. And then you had this one from NBC News, which was Vermont Police Department apologizes after terrifying students with mock shooting featuring fake guns. So on Wednesday, Burlington Police led a presentation before high school students that included fake guns and a simulated shooting, leaving people scared and confused. Says police in Burlington, Vermont issued a public apology after students were shaken up by a role-play robbery demonstration that included a mock shooting. About 20 Burlington High School students in a forensics program, part of the year-end studies program, visited the Burlington Police Department on Wednesday, the school district said to local affiliate. Said during the presentation, the department put on a shooting simulation that included fake guns and came with no forewarning. Said there were, quote, screaming and fake gunshot sounds, and it took place behind where the students were seated, the Burlington School District said in a letter to families. As a result, some students believed the demonstration was real and were left feeling scared and confused. However, police said the presentation was discussed prior with the YES program officials. Well, of course, they didn't inform the kids, apparently. Says Burlington Police said in a statement on Thursday that role-playing scenario only involved 3 department personnel simulating a robbery scenario and was not directed at any students or faculty. Sounds like a bunch of bullshit to me, honestly. And I could easily see a bunch of losses coming out of this, and rightfully so, for emotional distress and everything else like that, for that matter. So,
100%. I fucking hope that everyone involved, school, police, everybody, is sued into fucking oblivion and put into prison, because this shit's fucking retarded.
Yeah,
they already have kids terrified of school shootings because they talk about them all the time. They're happening every fucking day when they're not.
Well,
but now they're holding or mock fucking school shootings. What the fuck?
Well, it sounds to me like it wasn't a mock school shooting. It was, from what that was saying, it was a bunch of kids that were doing some forensic program at the high school, and it was at the police department that occurred at. But even still, like, the fact that they supposedly gave the staff administrators of the program a heads up, but didn't tell the kids, like, hey, we're going to do a scenario for you guys here in a minute, or whatever the case be. Don't be freaked out. It's not real. And just were like, okay, cool, go with it. So, yeah, it's a clusterfuck all the way around. So, anyway. I thought this was a pretty good one. I saw this earlier. It was a cat lost in the sauce. Drinking straight from the tap of the cow. It's like, yes, give it to me more. So,
that's
anyway.
I saw one the other day where it was a whole fucking video about cats and their owners giving them catnip. And one of them made their catnip tea, and it drank some, and it's a few moments later, and the fucking cat's got like about a 8-inch long drool hanging from his face, and he looks fucked up.
Yeah.
He's just high as a kite drooling.
So I'm going to have to take my headphones off here in a sec to do a couple of these. So we got a bunch of different prize stories we're going to talk about right now. This first one here was breaking Wednesday night, just a few hours after Spokane, Washington repainted the LGBTQ plus mural. 3 teens left scooter marks there. Ruslan Turco, 19, and 2 other underage teenagers were arrested for first-degree malicious mischief, a felony that punishable by up to 10 years in prison. Prosecutors wanted a $15,000 bond for these kids. That was from the N-Wokeness people who originally put that out. And then you had Libs of TikTok also talking about this as well, which that chick said here, it said 3 teens are facing felony charges after they made marks on a pride mural. They were charged with malicious mischief, a Class B felony in Washington State, free speech when people burn the American flag, but a criminal offense if someone makes marks on a pride flag. Yeah, it's just fucking ridiculous what it is.
Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah.
And then you had this woman talking about it here, so.
Teenagers, like, deliberately making marks and scratch marks with their Lime scooters, like, just all around.
Several witnesses confronted the group and called police.
We're not going to sit by as we watch people deliberately commit a hate crime, like, right in the middle of downtown.
What?
After looking at security
It's
footage,
not
officers arrested
No,
3
it's not.
teenagers. 2 are minors, and 1 is 19-year-old Ruslan Turco.
You are charged with 1 count malicious mischief.
Turco had his first appearance in court this afternoon. The judge released him under the condition he doesn't go near the crosswalk or the other teenagers. Prosecutors, though, had asked the judge to set a $15,000 bond since that's how much it costs to repaint the mural.
The community really.
I'm gonna bullshit on that one. There's no
It
way
should be
there's not people
defacing
making
public
it.
property.
Well, first of all, there's no fucking way that painting that thing costs $15,000.
No.
Yeah, it's just fucking. Not only that, but then the fact they made it the pedo pride flag, not the actual regular gay pride flag, speaks volumes on that one. And then, of course, you got this one that I just found a couple of minutes ago before I started the stream, which was this local reporter guy named Adam Schwiger. Said a group of 5 to 6 kids just started doing donuts and creating skid marks on the Pride mural right in front of me as we were reporting on 3 people getting arrested for doing the same thing last night. I'll tell you what, dude, Gen Alpha is fucking based to shit right now. Like, these kids don't give a fuck.
Yeah, good.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, and the sad part of the matter is, and I was looking through a post the other day about this whole thing because they were talking about it then, and it was discussing how you had the acceptance for like the whole LGBTQ agenda being up here at one point, and now it's just going like that basically and nosediving like a motherfucker. And it makes sense when you literally have the whole slippery slope mentality thing where, you know, it started out with like one group of people being like, oh, we just want gay marriage. And now all of a sudden it's, 20 years later and they're like, oh, watch us while we molest your children, you bigot. And it's just like, no. So, yeah, it's just fucking nuts is what it is. And then speaking of the whole LGBTQIA pedo out there is what it is. We got Colorado's gayish community is losing it after pride flags were stolen and is calling on Republicans to stand up against this, quote, kind of malicious activity and blatant peddling of hatred. Said just the level of destruction and malfeasance was pretty shocking. Neighbors said that they have flown pride flags, which, by the way, is a pedo pride flag. Every year they have lived in this neighborhood. They want to know why someone chose to take the flags down. So the chair of the LGBTQ caucus, Colorado Capitol, believes that a recent email and tweet from the Colorado GOP, which included God hates flags, which I'm guessing would be God hates pride flags would be my guess, and burn all the pride flags this June, maybe encouraging these kind of people. But it's funny to me when you have somebody who is obviously trans, but clearly cannot pass as trans, because you can tell from the people when they start talking here on this.
I was informed about an email that went out saying that people should disrespect the pride flag, and was even stated to burn pride flags during this month. So seeing that this sort of thing happened today after that email went out didn't really surprise me that much.
Brianna Titone is the chair of the state's LGBTQ caucus at the state capitol. She believes a recent email from the Colorado GOP stating that, quote, God hates flags, and a subsequent tweet calling for folks to, quote, burn all pride flags this June could be influencing people. She's calling on Republicans to rebuke the behavior.
I'd be watching this and they are Republican and you don't agree with this kind of malicious activity and this blatant peddling of hatred, that you tell your party that you don't agree with this. And if enough people can stand up and say enough is enough, then they will have to do something to change.
Will they, though? And I gotta say it, she? Like, that is a man, baby. And not a very well-passing man or woman, for that matter.
I just don't understand how all these women are sitting by and allowing all these fucking dudes to take over everything that is.
This guy looks like one of the gun tubers, now I'm thinking about it.
Because, they fought so long and hard for, women's rights. And now you got men trying to come in and play women, and like, you're not pissed off, you're accepting and portraying or given a validity as a woman when they're not. After all of the, quote unquote woman suffrage that you like to fucking tout, it's fucking retarded. I know there's a lot, most of the same women are against it, but just the amount of women that are in agreement with it is just mind-boggling. I don't know why.
Well, I think in a lot of cases, it kind of goes back to what has been created as cancel culture in this country. And it's basically you have people like your Wiley Gaines types that during the time that they were in, the swimming competitions, they're just like, I can't say anything, or I'm trying to say something, but like people are, suppressing my speech is what it is here. Because if we say anything against this fucking guy that's competing against us, like we're basically gonna get canceled is what it is then. Many people they'll just like stand by and be like, well, I don't want to rock the boat because then I'd be, they would try to cancel me. They would try to take my job, my, livelihood, and possibly my life at some point. Just because I call out their fucking bullshit is what it is. And it's sad you have to live like that in this nation that's supposed to be freedom of speech, etc. And what I find interesting too is going to the comment section on this video here about the Colorado thing. This person said, I'm actually conflicted on this because this is their private property and people should be able to live by their own rules in their communities. I also think it's pretty funny considering the backlash they're getting on their sacred month. I guess this is karma in a way. Very much so, I would say, honestly. And again, it goes back to what I was saying earlier about the whole, people are finally having enough. They're finally fucking over it. And you had this whole acceptance at one point in history that now it's people just being like, no, fuck you. Get the hell out of my face with that shit, dude. So, and I think that's exactly what we're going to see more of in the coming, months and years right now is what it'll be. Because you've had the left push it just so fucking far to the point they're now seeing the pushback and the swing back and stuff like that. So, anyway. Then we got this story out of El Paso, Texas, which is El Paso DA reveals that 214 illegal aliens who arrived at the border this past March had all charges dismissed, said, will they face new or different charges? The decision is still pending, according to the DA. So, I'm guessing not. I'm guessing they're trying to create a whole new class of voters right now is what it is.
Probably. I mean, they're always trying to do that. And that's been I believe, their ultimate goal from day one of keeping the borders open is to flood the country with so many fucking illegals that we're now the minority and they have, they'll win any election ever held again.
Yeah. And of course, you got this guy bringing up the whole scooter thing. It said, but if you dare leave scooter marks on an LGBTQ mural, you'll be charged with a felony. Exactly. It's so fucked. It goes to your justice in this country. Where it's like, God forbid you do anything that fucking makes the country a better place. And then you're like, oh no, you can't do that shit. So, it's just fucked up, man. It's just like the whole rioting of 2020 where they let all these fucking Antifa and BLM terrorists off the hook with nothing. And they became voter bases for Democrats that year then. Which kind of leads us into the next story here. Which is now you have Los Angeles Police Department seizes 2,800 boxes of Legos in a massive Lego bus. 71-year-old Richard Spangle and 39-year-old Blanca Garano were arrested in connection with the retail theft ring. While police officers were conducting a search warrant, they discovered a whopping 2,800 boxes of Legos. Quote, individual items seized varied in retail value from $200 to well over $1,000. Said thieves would allegedly steal Legos from multiple Southern California retailers and bring them back to the home where the search warrant was conducted. That's a shitload of Legos, man. And yeah, there's them stealing some of the Legos, I guess. Fucking wild, dude.
There's a lot of fucking Legos.
Looks like a Lego store there in California.
I thought California didn't care if people stole anything anymore.
Well, as long as it's under, what is it, $1,000, I think, right now?
Or
I
are
think
they
it's
just not the right
$1,000.
color?
$950, that's what it is. Yeah.
Are they not the right skin tone?
Well, what's interesting too, by the way, is that Lego themselves kind of went full pride a few years ago now.
Mm,
So it's kind of ironic that you then have people stealing a bunch of the Legos, what it is there.
yeah.
So,
But no, I mean, how many times over the past year, couple of years, have we seen where just the theft in these certain states has just exploded, and they're not trying to prosecute anyone, no matter what it is they steal?
yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
I mean, you got people stealing $1,000 worth of fucking merchandise, clothes, and shoes.
Apparently, this was all the Legos together as one big pile.
They just don't fucking care. But what Legos now? They're gonna
That is
bust Legos.
that is a shitload of fucking boxes.
Oh yeah, and on the quote unquote black market on these sites and stuff, toy sites, dude, you can fucking make bank off of them.
Yeah, what this chick said massive Lego bust went down in Southern California. Looks like some alleged thieves got their hands on quite the haul they were trying to hawk, because the pictures are nuts. Nearly 3,000 boxes of Lego toys sets were discovered by police amid a massive retail theft bust in LA this week, resulting in 2 people being arrested. So according to LAPD, the alleged culprits are Long Beach residents, Richard Speckle, who was arrested on organized retail theft charges, and Lawndale resident Blanca Ganardo, who was arrested for grand theft. Said police say the string of thefts in a San Pedro Target got on detectives' radar in December 2023, and loss prevention workers eventually flagged the woman to police as a potential suspect. Said she was allegedly spotted on Tuesday swapping Lego items from Target stores in the South Bay. Cops say that she then brought the goods to that guy's house in Long Beach, where police served a search warrant on Wednesday, discovering 2,800 boxes of stolen Legos. Says photos from the scene show tons of boxes stacked high, overtaking the living room space, with what looks like some serious valuable sets, including collectibles from brands like Star Wars, Harry Potter, Marvel, and Minecraft, among others. LAPD even revealed that a demo set inside a plexiglass casing, which is normally found in a Lego store, was discovered at the scene. Police say potential toy buyers arrived at that guy's house during the investigation, noting it appeared that buyers were responding to an online ad for the Legos.
Well, yeah.
It's like, Jesus.
So she sounds Hispanic. The other guy sounds white. Am I correct?
Yes. And I think, if I'm not mistaken,
probably why. The wrong melon.
I feel like there's an actor with that same name.
What name?
I mean, I'm wrong about that.
What name?
The dude, the Richard guy. Or no, I guess I am wrong. Okay, yeah, never mind. I was thinking about the guy from Supernatural that played
Crowley,
the trickster.
Oh yeah, the old Pepsi
Gabriel.
commercial guy.
Yeah. And then we got this one from a couple.
Do you remember him in those Pepsi commercials?
The guy that played the trickster?
Yeah, he was in Pepsi commercials back in the 90s.
I don't. What I do remember him from is the movie Ernest Goes to Camp, because he's one of the campers in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was at the very end.
Do you remember the Pepsi commercials with the little girl that was real popular? It was like right after her is when I think he was in the Pepsi commercials, either before or after. But it's in the 90s.
Yeah, then you got this one from 3 years ago. It says, Lego enthusiast explains why the black market for the toy bricks is so lucrative. Yeah, it makes sense, though. You think about it, man. I mean, when you have these sets selling for, anywhere from like $75 to $100 or more at the base, and then it's like a couple $1,000s when they're bigger sets and stuff like that. So, yeah, it makes logical sense for it to be, make quite a bit of cash off of that. That's all profit at that point when you're stealing the shit. So,
oh yeah, 100%.
Then we got this one: train up a child in a way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it.
That's hilarious.
Good old Lego Killdozer. So,
That's fucking funny.
which this past week was actually the Killdozer anniversary for the 20th anniversary. So,
Yeah, what, the 4th?
Yes. Yep, this past Tuesday was the 20th anniversary.
Yeah, it's hard to believe.
So,
It's been 20 years.
and the only person that died was Marvin Heemeyer himself.
Yeah, but he did what's like $7-8 million worth of damage.
I think they figured out it was like 15 plus million or something.
No, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, it was pretty
Which
wild.
would probably
Pretty wild.
equate to what, close to double or triple that nowadays, since
Yeah,
everything's so much more
probably.
expensive.
Probably. Huh.
Do you think they're watching Whistling Diesel hot and heavy now? Because isn't he supposed to be like building a replica Killdozer?
I think you already did, if I'm not mistaken.
He's on a list. He's on
We're all on multiple lists at this point. He's probably just on several more than we are at this point, honestly. So, the final Twitter story I have for today is breaking. 5 Somalis have been convicted in a federal theft trial in Minneapolis of stealing more than $40 million meant to feed hungry children. In a huge shock at the trial, it was revealed that a juror was offered a bag crammed with $120,000 in cash to acquit them. So those convicted are all connected to the Dar al-Fa Mosque. And then they got the names of these people here that I can't even pronounce because they're so fucking foreign. So
That's fucking.
But yeah, 35, 51, 23, 33, and 27.
These days, $120,000 isn't that much, but it's a lot to someone that's broke. But you're gonna take $120,000 bribe when they're being charged with 40 million plus. Really, you couldn't go for at least a mill or two.
Exactly. There's a couple other stories I had on my phone that I need to pull up real quick here because there's one here that happened the other day in the state of Ohio that was pretty wild. So I'm gonna see if I can find this again real fast. So let me grab this up real quick. Okay, this is not the exact story, but it's or not the exact link I found before, but it's the same story though. Which was apparently this week in Ohio, there was a highly toxic viper found here. So what to know about the eastern Massasauga rattlesnake. So the annual snake survey in Ohio revealed an unexpected find in eastern Massasauga rattlesnake, an incredibly rare snake in the state of Ohio that is considered threatened. So the Ohio Department of Natural Resources said one of its officers in Huron County, which I think is pretty close to Cleveland, if I'm not mistaken, found the rattler in May. So the officials captured the snake, recorded its measurements, and then released it back to the wild. So those eastern snakes are small snakes with thick bodies, heart-shaped heads, and vertical pupils. So according to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, they only grow about 2 feet long and have gray or light brown skin with chocolate brown blotches on the back. So those considered melanic appear as all black. So they're found in Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Michigan, Minnesota, New York, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. So they've also been found in more than 30 counties in Ohio, but according to Ohio State University, those particular snakes have become increasingly rare, both through the state and its range as a whole. So they've only been seen in 9 counties since 1976. So, yeah, pretty wild, man. Apparently, I guess you're known as swamp rattlers is what they were saying here, though. But, yeah, that shit's scary as fuck, dude.
I see tasty vittles.
So. And there was another one that I found the other day. I'm going to see if I can find this one real quick. Let's do that now. Sorry, I'm trying to find the actual link here about this. I don't know if you've heard of these Juro spiders.
Yeah, I think so. They're kind of colorful body with long fucking legs.
Yeah, they're a huge motherfucker, is what it is right there.
Yeah,
They're
no,
apparently
fuck
now
spiders.
invading East Coast areas. So
It's because they're being brought here. They're not invading.
Yep.
They're being brought here.
yeah, it's probably all the illegals pulling them up and different stuff. Yes, it's massive
I
yellow
wouldn't
and
doubt it.
black-bodied
Government.
critters known as parachuting through the air with their spidery strands are headed north, researchers say, and people are sharing images of what the Juro spider invasion looks like in their own backyards. She says Juro spiders were first spotted in Georgia in 2014, but experts believe they may have arrived as early as 2010. Since then, they've rapidly spread across the South, with observations reported across more than half a dozen states. Researchers believe that they are bound for the Big Apple, and it is a matter of time of when, not if, these arachnids land in New York and New Jersey. So, but don't worry, the spiders are shy and will likely freeze up for more than an hour if disturbed by anybody, giving ample time to get away from them with their 4-inch leg span. Jesus Christ. That's frightening. Says Georgia is where the Juro spiders, an invasive species from Asia, were first detected in the U.S., but since their discovery, they have been hopped on human transportation and used their silk to parachute through the sky and land far from their origin. And now it's North Carolina is one of the places they're going to as well. Yeah, that thing's a huge motherfucker. So there isn't anything itsy bitsy about the spider. Females can grow to have leg spans of up to 4 inches, nearly the average size of a woman's hand. Yeah, fuck that noise.
No, North Carolina can have them all.
I don't want that shit in my
That's
state
why I
either,
always
man.
say Spider-Man's a dick. Because Spider-Man could control all the spiders and have them go to one location and kill them all.
Yeah.
We don't need fucking spiders. I hate fucking spiders.
All right. Let's see here. There's another article I was going to pull up here, which is legal weed here in my state. Which we got countdown to cannabis. Ohio nearing start of recreational weed sales. On Friday, Ohio's 132 medical marijuana dispensaries will also be able to apply for recreational sales permits. Such sales could begin by the end of June. Ohio is getting close to the start of recreational weed sales 7 months after voters overwhelmingly passed HB2, the Citizen Initiative statute that legalized recreational cannabis in the state of Ohio. On Friday, Ohio's 132 medical dispensaries will be able to apply for recreational sales permits. Processing of the applications by the Division of Cannabis Control could take 2 weeks, which means recreational sales could begin before the end of the month. It says that Amplified Dispensary on Coventry Road in Cleveland Heights, the staff and stock are expanding, and the store is figuring out how to meet the expected spike in demand for cannabis flower, edibles, beverages, and more, says AJ something. The retail director says that the company will ensure that its medical weed patients are not squeezed out of the higher demand and the anticipated long lines in the early days of recreational weed sales. Said we want to make sure that our medical patients are able to skip the line and still get priority care while we're still expanding, or still excited to welcome our adult use cannabis consumers. Said first sales of adult use cannabis in Ohio will be allowed only in the state's medical weed dispensaries that apply for dual use permits using the extending framework of regulations that have already been put in place since medical weed became legal in 2016. Says meanwhile, state and local lawmakers continue to shape out the rules and laws for recreational sales when the state's cannabis program is fully rolled out in September. So on Monday night, Cleveland City Council passed an ordinance that mirrors the state law banning dispensaries from being within 500 feet of schools, churches, libraries, or playgrounds. It also limits dispensaries to designated retail districts in the city. So in Columbus this week, 2 Ohio Republican senators introduced a bill that would require home marijuana growers to sign an affidavit declaring that they won't sell any products derived from what they grow. So sales by home growers are already prohibited under state law, which is absolute bullshit. So however, State Rep Jamie Callender, who's basically a rhino, who sits on the Joint Committee on Agency Review, Rule Review, strongly opposes the measure by his fellow Republicans, saying, quote, a lot of people who voted on issue 2 voted for it because it had home grow and allowed people to grow at home, said, but are uncomfortable being registered on a government database saying that they use the stuff. Nor should they have to be, dude, because again, this is
Right.
my opinion personally is this is nothing more than an attack on my gun rights. As somebody who would possibly do home grow and also want to have guns, I shouldn't have to put my name on a fucking registry at all, for that matter. If I want to grow a fucking plant or two for my own personal use.
And I'm sorry, to me that's not a drug
It's not a drug.
because it's naturally grown
That's
from the
not a
earth.
drug.
There's nothing that is added to it that makes it a drug, like cocaine. You have to add whatever it is to it to make it cocaine from the plant. Like if you go off that logic, mushrooms aren't a drug because they grow naturally out of the ground and nothing's added to them.
Except for shit. But yeah, it's just ridiculous in general. And the funny thing about it is, though, the only reason that issue 2 even passed to begin with was because it needed less people to actually put their signatures on it to even get on the ballot last year, because it was a statute, not an actual constitutional right to be enshrined in our state constitution, like that piece of shit abortion garbage was, which, again, should be null and void based on the fact that it breaks Article 1, Section 1 of the Ohio Constitution for life. So, but anyway, let's see what else we got here now. Yeah, so it's still not clear when Ohio adult use cannabis program will be fully implemented. The initiated statute laid out a process in which the new Division of Cannabis Control within the Department of Commerce has until September 7th to complete the rulemaking and licensing process for non-medical cannabis. Sales of non-medical cannabis may also begin or may not begin until licenses are issued and facilities are certified. So it's worth noting that as a initiated statute, not a constitutional amendment, the Ohio General Assembly has the power to repeal or modify this whenever the fuck they really want to, is what it is, which is kind of fucked up too, for that matter. Because they want to, like, Republicans can just be like, you know what? We don't want your shit in our state at all. Go fuck yourself. And they just throw it out, is what it is then. And it's no longer in place then, which is so stupid in general, because it's like, why are we letting so many people in surrounding states profit off of our fucking, people that need shit for their pain, is what it is, dude. If anything, we should be encouraging this stuff. We should be doing incentivization programs to make people rich, is what it is here. Not just allow a bunch like small entities, or whatever the case be, to control this monopoly. Just like be like, no, anybody can grow the shit. Anybody can sell the shit. Simple as that, man. And make a ton of money off of this fucking thing.
That's
People
the
want to get
problem.
high, that's on them.
That's the problem. They can't control the market like they want. So they're going to ban it from other people so they don't make money and get rich, because they can't figure out how to tax it, or I'm sure they could, but they won't, because that's like Dan Patrick here in Texas. He's a lieutenant governor. He's so opposed to legalizing marijuana because one, and I kind of agree with him because of how Colorado, how all the fucking lowlifes, scurried there because they legalized marijuana. He doesn't want Texas to end up like that.
Well,
but also look at how much money Colorado has made off taxes and, rebuilt all the, can fix all the roads. They don't have to take taxpayer money, because they can just make money off of those taxes. So, and Abbott's, he's for it. Patrick's not.
Yeah.
I think it's fucking stupid because
it is stupid.
Yeah.
It's
like you and I talked about before, drugs like that, any kind of drugs and alcohol and whatever, it's always going to be around. People are always going to want it. Alcohol or cigarettes or tobacco in general, coffee.
tobacco products.
People are always going to want and need that stuff. So.
They all want their vices, is what it is, and that's the thing. And
basically, it's any vice.
And I'm not going to sit here and say like technically, I don't consider weed a vice even because when you look at the healing properties of it, who is it directly competing with? It's competing with big alcohol and big pharma. That's the exact point of the matter. And it's funny to me when you look at people in the state of Ohio, like our Secretary of State, Frank LaRoche, right now. This guy has direct ties to Budweiser, as his family is a distributor for Budweiser. And he is obviously against medical weed or even legalized recreational weed in the state. And it's for that exact reason. It's because he has ties to other companies that would directly cut into his bottom line is what it is there.
Well, so do all these fucking politicians.
Yeah. He is a politician.
They have ties to like BlackRock and Vanguard.
Yeah, it's a bunch of shit is what it is, honestly. And it's not right. It's not right at all. Apparently, as of the last hour now, you have this story popping off. A 5,000 gallon oil tanker catches fire as nearby residents asked to evacuate. That was in DeSoto, Texas. So it's currently numerous firefighters and emergency personnel are on the scene in DeSoto, Texas, after a 5,000 gallon oil tanker caught fire, producing large flames and thick black smoke. Emergency officials have asked nearby residents to evacuate due to fear of possible explosion. So the cause of the fire is still under investigation. City says the tank or truck was carrying diesel fuel at the time. There is no word of any injuries. Crazy shit, man. That's a lot of fucking smoke.
You said that was DeSoto, right?
Yeah, DeSoto, Texas.
Yeah. That's actually right down the road from me.
Oh, that's no good.
Like right down the road. I could get to DeSoto probably in an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm. I like how you say right down the road and they give us the timeline there, because for me, that would not be right down the road for me here in Ohio. That would be me going down to Columbus almost, which is like half the fucking state.
Yeah,
So,
we don't measure traveling by miles. We measure by how long it'll take you, like minutes or hours.
Yeah.
A 2-hour drive for us isn't nothing where, 2-hour drive for people, especially up in the Northeast, would be, you could travel to a couple different states.
Or you could even travel to your state capital, for sure.
Yeah, I can get to my state capital in no less than like 6 to 8 hours.
Wow. So then we got this one breaking as of 4 hours ago. It says more information has been revealed about the transgender Nashville shooter Audrey Hale. So among 4 pages of writing, Hale describes how she fantasized about her imaginary dick and how she hated her conservative parents who viewed her as their daughter. It says no wonder the media didn't want to release the manifesto. She was radicalized by the modern LGBTQ movement. She was sold the lie that she could be born in the wrong body and that she's a victim. If her friends, family, and community doesn't conform to her delusions, says modern LGBTQ movement is radicalizing our youth into becoming violent terrorists. Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Yep.
And I guarantee if they actually released that manifesto, it would say a whole hell of a lot more than just that shit. So.
Oh, hell yeah. That's why
They'll
they
probably
don't
be
want
like,
to
and
release
this is
it,
why I
because-
fucking hate these people, and this is why they're fucking shit, etc., etc. So.
Well, that's why they won't release it, because it goes against their narrative, and it puts a thorn in the side of their their bullshit that they're fucking trying to tout and spread around.
Okay, this is apparently where some of this came from. It was Daily Mail saying Nashville school shooter's violent rant revealed at last. Audrey Hale wrote about her torture as a trans girl and how she would kill to get puberty blockers.
That bitch
Fucking
doesn't know what
insane.
torture is.
The people are goddamn nuts, dude. So
They're
transgender
fucking-
killer Hale wrote of her imaginary dick and how she would kill to get puberty blockers in the weeks before her horrific attack on Covenant School in Nashville last year. Tennessee Star obtained some 4 pages of Hale's writings that shed light on her female to male transition, and why she shot and killed 6 people at the elementary school, including 3 students. Said Hale wrote about her anger towards her parents, how she hated her conservative Christian upbringing, and how she had suffered because hormone blockers are not available to her as a child. So essentially, she's just a psychopath. That's what it was. Sounds to me like that. So the explosive writings, sometimes referred to Hale, sometimes referred as Hale's manifesto, have been a source of controversy, with many accusing officials of keeping them secret because they would hurt the trans community, because they fucking would, because it would show they're a bunch of violent nuts. Anyway, so it's now released. They help explain why the 28-year-old so-called artist, who identified as a male named Aiden, shot her way into the Nashville school, killing 3 students and 3 adults. Before responding officers smoked out her ass. Yeah, what a fucking piece of trash, dude, in general. Anyway, it says Hale's journal entries began with the title My Imaginary Penis and included a crude drawing. According to the Tennessee Star, it says, My penis exists in my head. I swear to God I'm a male, Hale wrote in the papers, which were recovered by police. Said she then wrote about her desire to have a dick so she could have sex with a woman in her assumed identity as Aiden. She wrote about how using that name on a job application for a delivery position led to issues with the company's background check. Said Hale also said that being raised as a girl was torture. She worried that her high school classmates would call her a dyke or a fag. Said, well,
Or
all
a
that
freak.
changed.
Or
When she
psychotic.
learned about transgenderism in her early 20s, said, I finally found the answer that changed one's gender is possible, which is not, by the way. Said her mom was not on board. Hale wrote what she believes, how she grew up conservatively, and that the LGBTQ, especially transgender, was a stigma nearly non-existent, Hale wrote, which is all true, by the way. So she added, I hate parental views, how my mom sees me as a daughter, and she'd not bear to want to lose that daughter because a son would be the death of Audrey. Says Hale used violent language when talking about the emergence of puberty blockers in 2010s. Said they were hailed at the time for helping kids, preteens, quote, safely delay the onset of puberty, which you're not safely delaying anything. You're literally fucking blocking your puberty forever is what it is, and you're sterilizing yourself in the process.
Yeah, not only that, your brain's not fully fully maturing. So therefore well, basically you're frozen in time, almost kind of like a vampire.
Yeah, it's the same exact shit used to chemically castrate pedophiles in prison. I'm gonna say that.
Exactly.
Anyway.
The puberty blockers, in my opinion, are the whole reason for all these fucking mental illness bullshit that people keep talking about, because it's rewiring your fucking brain unnaturally.
Yeah. Anyway, continued on, said Hale said, I'd kill for those resources. 2007 was the birth of puberty blockers and any found discovered for treatment of non-conforming transgender children, she claimed. Said they came too late for Hale, who was in the 6th grade, puberty already sitting in. Said she also discussed fantasizing about having sex as a man by creating scenes with her stuffed animals. Writing, quote, I could pretend to be them and do things boys do and experience my boy self as Tony. The fuck? Says Tony was her stuffed boy doll, which she wrote is like a boy I am in another form. This person definitely had some serious psychological and psychiatric issues. I would probably say dissociative identity disorder would be my guess right now. Or like split personalities and shit like that.
Hey, Leo's in the back chat. I don't know how long he's been there.
Nope. What's going on, Leo?
Yeah, what's going on?
Not much. Just talking about they finally released, I guess, part of the manifesto for that nut job trainee shooter in Nashville last year. So
Oh, finally. It's only been like 18 years. Jesus.
no, it's about like a little over a year
pretty
now.
much.
But yeah, they're basically saying how
I mean, you know
this
what I'm
person
saying.
fantasized about winning a dick and everything else like that. And that's why they went on the whole killing spree there. So
No, I'm saying like finally.
yeah.
It feels like it's been 18 years ago.
Right.
But yeah, anyway, continuing on with what it said here, it said Hale would stimulate intercourse between the doll Tony and another soft toy over the course of hours, she wrote. She even took photos of the scenes and lost track of time. Yeah, that person was really fucking mentally ill. So the entry was written about 16 days before Hale dressed in combat gear and launched her deadly raid on Covenant School armed with 2 rifles and a handgun. Says Hale also wrote politically charged comments about the rights of gun owners and trans people. Says, so now in America, it makes one a criminal to have a gun, be transgender or non-binary, they wrote. It said, God, I hate the shithead politicians. Says papers were recovered from Hale's car, which was left outside the school and provided to the Star by a source close to the investigation. It said after the shooting, Nashville's Metropolitan Police Chief John Drake said his force and had recovered the shooter's manifesto as well as handwritten maps in the car, and they would eventually be made public. But both city police and the FBI later said the material wouldn't be released because it would hurt investigators. These were obviously 2 people that were murdered by Hale. The black dude was the custodian who literally tried to save the kids and was the first one killed. And then you had the other woman there, which was the head of the school. Or I should say the woman that was head of the school.
Yeah.
And then this was the other woman here that was a substitute teacher that was killed that day.
It wouldn't hurt investigation. It would just hurt the fucking lesson.
Yeah. This person even looked like a psycho in every one of their pictures, though, honestly. Like you said, like especially this one, they had like a real creepy ass looking smile there and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Insane. Anyway, so Tennessee Star and others have been part of the lawsuit seeking to compel the Metro Nashville Police Department and FBI to release Hale's writings. So the FBI reportedly advised the Nashville cops there not to release them and other legacy tokens in the wake of mass shootings. Says families of Hale's victims subsequently stepped in and became part of the public records lawsuit against the city. So they claim the killer's estate includes the manifesto and that they are therefore own the copyright and can determine whether or not to release it, which is absolute bullshit entirely. There's another way to suppress there. So Hale's manifesto has long been expected to reveal more details about the killer's motives. Says last November, 3 pages of notes written by Hale ahead of the shooting were leaked. So the notes revealed that Hale planned to target white privileged cisgendered kids before turning the gun on herself. So in an entry the day before the attack, Hale wrote, "Today is the day. The day has finally come. Can't believe it's here. Don't know how I was able to get this far, but here I am." Because they let it happen, dude. That's the entire point.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't
the
she
fucking
actually
feds
murdered
don't give a fuck.
by the cops?
Huh?
Wasn't she murked by the cops? Like she didn't take her own life?
Here's the timeline of the actual shooting here. It says 9:30 a.m. Metropolitan Chief John Drake confirmed that Hale 28 left her parents' property with a red bag. She was questioned by her mother about the bag, but dismissed the question. 23 minutes later, Hale arrives at Covenant School in her Honda Fit. She is seen on surveillance footage driving around the parking lot, going out of frame and parking at about 9:55 a.m., 9:57 a.m. Hale sends a goodbye message on Instagram to, not sure how to pronounce that person's name, something Patton. Message said, I'm guessing that was a friend probably. Says message said, "This is my last goodbye. I love you. See you again in another life." She then responds, telling Hale that she has too much to live for. Hale replies again, saying, "One day this will all make more sense, but something bad is about to happen." At 10:03 a.m., that person called the suicide prevention hotline to try to report the messages that she has been sent by Hale. They tell her to contact local sheriff's department. At 10:10 a.m., Hale approaches the side entrance of the private Christian school and shoots her way through glass doors with 2 AR-15 style rifles and a handgun, which they were not that thing, by the way.
She had
It was
fucking
Yeah, it was a Kel-Tec
Wasn't she
Sub
the one that had
2000,
the
some other shit, I
Kel-Tec?
believe. Yeah, it was Kel-Tec Sub
Yeah.
2000. I forget what the other gun was. I don't think that was even.
Probably
I'm not
High
sure.
Point.
I don't think it was an air pistol either, for that matter. It wasn't the High Point either. It was something else, maybe another carbine or something.
I was
Anyway.
being sarcastic, saying the High Point because she used the Kel-Tec.
Yeah, so his first shots fired. Call at 10:01 was at 10:13. A minute later. Or no, sorry, that was 2 minutes later. A minute before that, you had that Patton girl makes an emotional call at 911 asking them to check on Hale after the disturbing messages. She is told that there is not much officers can do without an address for her. Then we got 10:14. Hale walks to the school hallway and walks around property for several minutes. She is then passes children's ministry before firing shots at 10:21 a.m. Walking out of video frame 10:24 a.m. First Metropolitan police officers arrive on scene. Officer Engelbright unlocking the door and entering the school. The 5-member tactical unit enters the school and starts its search for the shooter. 10:27 a.m. The team of officers encounters the shooter on the second floor atrium. Police said Hale has been firing through the window at officers. Engelbright, along with Officer Michael Casazo, shoot and kill this piece of shit. So yeah, from start to finish, it takes basically less than an hour from the time they left their house to the time that they were killed. So just fucked up in general. But anyways.
Yay.
I don't know what the solution is, man.
I agree with the dog barking.
What I do know is that I will mention this story, though, as a story for today, which is an
But the
update to.
solution to me is stop pushing all this bullshit in the media.
Yeah.
They're getting people
Very
riled
cute.
up.
That and they're trying to glorify all this bullshit
They
and make
haven't-
it seem like being transgender and all the medication and transitioning is like it'll solve end all be all cured everything, and it's not.
the way the media push it, there's roaming gangs of gay bashers just lurking in every corner.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like how
did
they
you not
did
see?
with
Either grabbing flags or now in Colorado.
Wait, what do you
Kinda
say?
like-
You gotta,
Yeah, there's a
Go
video
by
that
the
came out of Colorado of them stealing flags now. The gay pride flags. Or pedo pride flags, actually, is what it is. So,
they
Yeah,
were stealing flags. Wait,
yeah.
yeah.
But no, it's like
but then I getting beat up. And then I get
Yeah.
jumped and beat up by gangs of gay
exactly.
bashers.
Yeah, exactly. Like how a couple years ago, how they were, making it seem like the MAGA supporters are around every corner, waiting to beat up, black people or something, especially
Or a bunch of
with the whole
Biden voters
Jussie
or whatever it
Smollett
is.
shit.
Well, that's
Yeah.
actually happened because look at what happened to Jesse Smollett.
Yeah. This is mega country.
And we all know Chicago is MAGA country. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's
Right
like
in the heart of
hard
downtown
one.
Chicago at 2 a.m. on a cold, wintry night.
yep.
Yeah, Chicago is the birthplace of MAGA country.
Yes.
Yeah, and then, of course, you have this sad story this week, which was Julian Wood's heartbroken family is overwhelmed with sadness after toddler 3 was stabbed to death while grocery shopping with his mom at Ohio Giant Eagle in an obvious hate crime that they won't call it that, though, because it was a psychotic black woman that stabbed him to death. So,
Jesus.
yeah. So his family,
That's
a 3-year-old
kinda
boy who was stabbed to death in a supermarket parking lot alongside his mother, are overwhelmed with sadness. Margot Wood, 38, was about to load groceries in the back of her car with her son Julian at Giant Eagle on North Olmsted, Cleveland, Ohio, at 3 p.m. on Monday. Says suddenly a woman named Bianca Ellis, 32, who had followed them out of the store, charged at the pair and allegedly stabbed them as Julian sat in the grocery trolley. There's a picture of the kid right there. So there's also a GoFundMe for his family right now that's raised over $170,000 right now. I'm not sure what the actual number is, but there's the father with their other kid, and then mom with him as a little. You were cutting in and out real bad, man. You were robot.
Yeah, you're robot bad, Leo.
I
I'm able to jump out and back in and see if that fixes it.
That's just sad, dude. That's like the other day there was a father of four that was killed while driving because that
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mexican dude just started unloading at pacifiers.
it won't let me back out.
You're still roboting like crazy, man.
I think he's saying it wouldn't let him back out, or I don't know. It's hard to understand.
Let me see
He's
if that works out.
roboting bad.
Start talking now. Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
He's probably trying to fix it.
Probably. Anyway, going back to the story, though, it said Julian's family has so far raised $210,000 for Margot's husband Jared as he tries to pay for Julian's funeral, legal bills, and his wife's recovery. Since our family is overwhelmed with sadness, they wrote in a collector statement, said we have no explanation as to how or why this happened. It was a random act of violence, supposedly. There was no prior altercation. They did not know each other. This was a malicious random act. She was devastated. Our family, beyond words, she took something from us we can never get back. Heartbreaking photos of the scene showed groceries scattered across the parking lot asphalt where the mother and son were attacked, says Julian's family, so that they are overwhelmed by the support they received from friends and strangers at the start of the long journey of recovery. And this is a picture of that Bianca Ellis woman who's a piece of shit. And yeah, apparently what she did was she walked into a thrift store here called Volunteers of America that I guess is in the same shopping place there or whatever, and either bought or probably stole a knife is my guess is what it is because of the way that she pulls it out of her side there of her pants. And yeah, then like there's video footage of her like scraping it against the fucking cement cylinder on the thing. There's what it is, like a pillar thing.
Trying to sharpen it.
I think so. And then legitimately walks over to the grocery store, walks into it, obviously looking for her victims, finds them pretty quick, and then proceeds to like probably U-turn her way out the fucking door there behind them. And then, yeah, 5 seconds, fucking stabs at the mom's shoulder area and stuff like that, stabs the kid in the face and neck and kills him.
Jesus.
It's fucked up, man.
That's fucking horrible, dude.
Yeah, it is. It's fucking disgusting.
By law, that family should be able to fucking stab her to death, eye for an eye.
Yeah. And the craziest
There's
thing
actually-
about the whole situation is that you actually have this being the same exact giant eagle that a year ago a dude walked in and murder-suicided with his ex-wife.
Damn.
Yeah. So there's the body cam footage from just after everything where all the shit was scattered everywhere. Yeah. Takes 5 seconds for that shit to happen, dude. Just sad.
Mhm.
It's
That's
crazy
like
how-
I heard about a story the other day where
Actually, there's a better still shot right here.
where this black guy, his dad, had a cop that murdered his son. Like it was, I think, the wrong guy, or he was unarmed, but it had like not necessarily malicious undertone, but maybe racial undertones. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But I know the guy that was killed was innocent. He wasn't a bad guy. I know they say that
Mhm.
about all of them, but this one wasn't.
Yeah.
So, I want to say he was a cop or a judge or something. I don't remember, but
I think it was a Trump appointed
Anyways.
judge, if I'm not mistaken.
the dad waited for the guy that killed his son for his 17-year-old daughter Samantha to come out of school or come out of
Mhm.
somewhere where she was, and he murdered her and said,
Jesus
or
Christ.
yelled out, "Eye for an eye."
Good
Like,
Lord,
you killed
man.
mine, I killed yours.
Yeah, I actually had to call it Libs of TikTok over this story because supposedly there is another Bianca Ellis out there that is not this woman who actually is an employee in the state of Ohio for our state someplace, like in a city employee or whatever the case be.
Uh-huh.
This woman is not it, though. What's even more sad about this Bianca Ellis woman here So was arrested just days earlier on May 29th when police investigating an unrelated incident at a Walmart detained her on a parole violation. So, but she was released hours later, and on Monday morning, she went into the North Olmsted Police Department to discuss her arrest. It says the Beck guy who was the cop said that she then bought the knife from a Volunteers of America thrift shop and walked into Giant Eagle where she spotted Wood and her son inside before walking out behind them. Now, see, do we actually have a receipt of her buying said knife? Because literally just seeing the CCTV footage, it looks like she literally like picked up a knife off of a rack in the fucking place because she was wearing all black, pulls up her fucking shirt and then like shoved it down her pants a little bit to like not stab herself or whatever, and then like walked out of the place because when she's pulling it out, it looks like she's pulling it out right from that spot. Like, why would you be carrying on you like that unless you had stolen the motherfucker? So it seems very fishy in general.
Wait, so is that place like a grocery store?
Giant Eagle's a grocery store. The Volunteers of America was a thrift shop like Goodwill.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. I just
Yeah.
the other one,
Giant Eagle's a grocery store here in the
Ohio
Rust Belt
area.
states. Yeah, Rust Belt states.
I've
It's,
never heard of it. That's why.
It started out in I believe it was founded in Pennsylvania in the 1900s or something like that. That's what it was, or 100 something in there.
Giant Eagle.
Anyway, yeah, that's where I got a lot of my groceries from, actually.
I don't know. It sounds like a bar or fucking motorcycle club. I don't fucking know. It doesn't sound like a grocery store.
Anyway, continuing on with this, though, it said Wood and Ellis did not interact with each other, but Ellis allegedly followed them into the parking lot and charged at them, brandishing the knife. Said Ellis has, quote, no known violent criminal history, and her rap sheet only consisted of stealing from nearby Walmarts that were reduced to unauthorized use of property. That's exactly why she should have been in prison here, and that's what it is. They fucking cut her goddamn plea deal. So she was charged with aggravated murder and arraigned at Rocky River Municipal Court on Tuesday afternoon, where her bail was set at $1 million. Said police said she could face more charges when the case is presented to Cuyahoga County Grand Jury. It says Giant Eagle said it was providing a counselor for its workers and possibly for the family too, for that matter. It said here, it's the same Giant Eagle that was the scene of a murder-suicide June 25th of last year. So, yeah, crazy shit, dude. Don't shop at North Olmsted Giant Eagle, people. I'm going to say it like that right now and leave it at that. So, because shit is wild, bro.
Dude, it's fucking, it's fucking dangerous to do anything anymore. I like here lately, I've been saying, I don't understand how people are going out of town, much less out of the country or to another state.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's getting fucking dangerous just to go into fucking town anymore, to the grocery store.
Yeah. Well, like that.
Especially if you live near bigger cities, dude. You're fucking, it's like you're putting your life in your hand every time you step out of your door.
Well, we were talking about this on Honda Shut on Tuesday night when it happened there on Monday. And I was discussing, like, how quick it happened and stuff like that. And yeah, it was literally the woman like turns around to like grab her kid or whatever the case be, and this bitch is like coming out with a fucking knife and stabbing her and stabbing the kid, and 5 seconds later it's all over. So unless you're able to like literally shoot through your own pants pocket or something like that and like shoot this bitch in the fucking crotch and stuff, like you're not going to get a shot off in that time period. Most likely. So going back to the whole LGBTQ pride thing, we got the new president of Mexico, and then somebody pointed out, isn't there supposed to be a Mexican flag somewhere in this setup? Because you got the gay pride flag on the one side and the trans pride flag on the other side. Like, yeah. That's, I feel like we should just conquer Mexico at this point and be done with it, man. Like, now's the time, people. Now's the time for Trump to step up here at the end of the year and get shit done then. So here's a good meme here, going back to the Andre Hill thing. It was, I am the danger, and you got your fucking trans pride flag glasses on.
Fucking Walter White.
That I'm not gonna lie, that's like the best meme I've seen in like a few years now, dude.
Damn.
By the way, YouTube, this is all fair use stuff. Don't even try to Chino strike me over this shit. But yeah, and there's somebody in the comment section here saying this is why they didn't want Hale's manifesto released. Democrats are encouraging mental disorders that cause violent trans people. Mm-hmm. And it's like, well, the thing is, how could you not? I mean, you're taking a chick who is naturally on estrogen through her own body and chemical, endorphins, everything else like that, and you're putting her on a shitload of fucking testosterone, dude. It's like, you can't sit there and honestly tell me that could ever be good for anybody, or even the opposite of that, where you're putting a dude who is obviously born male on that has testosterone in the system on a bunch of estrogen, fucking up his different levels of stuff. Like, it's obviously going to cause a mental disorder or mental imbalance or something, for that matter.
Right.
So, Leo's back.
I was gonna say I thought maybe he said fuck it because I haven't seen him comment in the back chat yet.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
I just had to unplug my modem, then plug it back in.
Yeah, that usually fixes it. If not, take a fucking wrench to it like Armageddon.
And then I placed an Ethernet cable to the modem to my computer, so it's direct connected. So.
Yeah. Did you guys see it? They're doing that Go Safe Act bullshit now in Congress that would ban all gas-operated semi-automatic weapons.
Yes, I think
No.
we talked about it on Matt's channel.
Yeah, it's a bullshit thing. It's basically to attack ARs and it's basically it's assault weapons ban, but under a different name is what it really is. Honestly, it would attack
Exactly.
ARs, etc. It would attack, I think, even handguns for that matter. There's some automatics.
Mhm.
So,
Yep.
but yeah, it's just a bunch of shit entirely, and it's a way to fucking scumbag people. That is a nice wall I'd like to own at some point in the time of history.
Jesus,
Don't
man.
we all?
Yeah, no shit, dude. I'd fucking cream
Although,
my jeans for a wall.
My
like
thing would
that.
be I'd have like a wall like that where it'd just be pistols, and the wall next to it would just be like a bunch of rifles and AR pistols and stuff like that.
Yankees wall look like that stuff, boy. It's all revolvers.
Go back to it. His back wall's all revolvers, but he's got two walls on either side of them that are semi-auto pistols.
Yeah,
What the fuck is that one in the top right? That black one.
This
It
one
looks
here?
like a Ruger Mark IV or a Mark III. I can't tell what the
It's
fuck
something
that is.
else. I don't know. It's something. It looks like something random. Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I don't know. That's
Looks like a
kind
Star
of
Wars
funky.
blaster.
Yeah, it looks very odd.
Yeah, kind of.
Sorry. Yeah,
But
it's
yeah,
definitely
man,
Like
something
Han
weird.
Solo. Looks like Han Solo pistol.
It kind, yeah, a little bit. But man, I'd
Yeah, it
fucking
looks weird.
cream my jeans for a wall like that.
That looks like a deagle here, right in the middle of the top row.
No, the grip's too thin. It kind of looks like a high power.
Oh, that might be what that is. Yeah.
Because if you look at the one to the left of it, that's a high power.
Yeah, it might just be like every variation of a high power or something. Then, if that'd be the case.
Maybe. Because actually, if you look at it all the way to that black weird one, they all look like high powers.
So, while I like the stainless
Beretta.
steel pearl grip Beretta, I would kind of like this if it was like the black Beretta with the pearl grips, because that'd be a pretty cool contrast, I think.
I'm not a fan of pearl grips. The Inox Beretta, I love the stainless or the or Inox, but
Or even maybe not pearl grips per se, but like whatever this like white panel grip is up here on this other one, like something like that maybe. And like
that's
have it
probably
on,
what
like,
that is too. I don't know
black
if that's
Berettas too, for that
actually
matter. So
pearl or that might be some kind of like ivory
Well,
or something.
maybe if I could get like a panel, like a side panel grip there, that would be like that like pink like ruby pearl or whatever it's called. I forget what it's called offhand, but it's like some kind of like jewel stuff, whatever. Like that'd be kind of cool too as well. That would be more of a display piece at that point, though. It wouldn't be something I might take it out and shoot like once every so often or something like that, but it'd more or less be just a display case kind of gun, though. Just something cool to look at then. So, but yeah, those are pretty sweet though. But yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit. It's nothing more than another attack on our fucking constitutional rights and just people trying to fuck off and see what they can get away with, even though they're directly breaking the oath of office every single time they're doing this crap.
Oh, 100%. It's just like spaghetti. They're trying to throw it against the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah, testing the waters.
I don't know
Mhm.
what the fuck kind of AR pistol this thing is, but it looks like something Audrey Hale would use in a shooting, honestly.
That looks like some kind of fucking 3D shit or something.
Yeah, it probably is. It probably is.
What the fuck is that? That you got
No,
the fucking lower looked like it was 308, but the upper looked like a
let me
for
grab this.
PDW.
I'm gonna grab this photo up here and we'll do a
The fuck
closer
is it?
examination of it.
It kind of looked like maybe like the the Beretta ACR or
I don't know. You know what this might be, actually? It might be a New York compliant gun, because that would make sense why you have that weird stock thing on it. It's like a brace.
but it's short barrel like
Right.
a motherfucker. It looks like it's probably chambered at 308. I'm sure it's probably 5.56. And it's got a pistol, it's got a 4-inch grip on it, which is illegal in the band states.
What it actually looks like, honestly, when you look at that top piece, it almost looks like it's got like a second like barrel
Gun.
into it or something. Yeah, like it's like a 2-barreled gun.
It is,
somehow.
yeah, because where that red is, it kind of looks like another ejection word.
Yeah, that's super weird.
I don't know what the fuck that is, dude. That's like
Maybe it is some
fucking
weird. Maybe it is some weird
bubble
3D printer
gun.
thing that can shoot 2 guns up, or it could shoot two chambers at once, then or something. Maybe.
I wouldn't trust it. It looks like a bubble gun, dude.
Yeah,
And
it looks
that
really
barrel-
fucked up in general.
What's as short as that barrel, dude? You ain't getting no fucking
Yeah,
accuracy.
it looks like it has a weird ass comp or something on the end of it there.
Yeah, that's kind of like you might as well just expect keyholes
Yeah,
and no
it's just
accuracy.
weird. Super, super weird. Anyway. So, anyway, I don't know if you were here when I showed this meme earlier, Leo.
No Call of Duty now has the same type of bullets.
Yeah. Oh,
The
yeah.
color,
I saw
yeah.
it. Yeah.
That's like I was telling Ohio earlier. Fucking, I think it's Tampa in Florida is giving the officers a choice on their color, their badges, or how their badges are going to look, and it's now the pride flag.
Yeah,
It has all
I've
the
seen
colors.
those too.
And it's for to celebrate Pride Month, and I'm like, y'all are fucking retarded. Y'all are supposed to be biased and just above the
Yay,
law.
tax dollars.
Yeah. Is that supposed to be an umbrella of colors behind the circle?
Something like that.
Look at it. Kind of
This is supposed to be like the super pride flag or something they came up with like a month or two ago. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the umbrella piece is supposed to be for like sex workers or something.
Oh, God.
It's something real stupid like that. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. I did
And-
find the story you were talking about though, about the pride badges here.
I have a
Yeah,
question.
we got new LGBTQ pride badge option for
There
officers in
you go.
Tampa.
It is
Police.
Tampa. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. And it's
And if
the
you notice
Pride
right
flag
above-
too, man, on top of all that.
That's what I'm saying. If you look right above Tampa, it's the pedo
Yeah.
colors.
And
Yeah,
no, here's
exactly.
the thing. I actually like the colors of the rainbow. It looks cute, cool.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, the weird progressive one doesn't look right at all.
So yeah, they stole the fucking rainbow and turned it.
yeah, they stole the
Yeah.
rainbow, right? Yeah, and
Well-
I like rainbows. I like rainbows.
My mom always loved them, honestly, and that's what she was saying before
Mhm.
she died. She's like, they stole our fucking rainbow.
But I have a question. On the left side of Leo's picture where it shows the black and brown, isn't that supposed to represent black people and brown people?
I believe so.
Okay, in the other two colors, the blue and the red, that's supposed to represent pedophilia, right?
So technically, it's the white, blue, and pink are supposed to represent trans, is what it is. But yeah, when you put everything together, it's basically
What about
all that crazy shit and put representation on top of everything else then.
Yeah, what about the purple ring with the gold lining?
I don't know about that. Again, I'm not sure what about the rest of the shit they put on this version of it. Like, I
just
have no idea about. I know
Right.
because I heard about the whole them talking about like sex worker inclusivity or whatever the case be, and that's where some of the rainbow umbrella part of the rainbow thing comes from there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what. It's only a piece of it though. It's not the whole thing, so I'm not sure what the rest of it means, even for that matter. But
What I just was trying to correlate is just. I think it's odd that they put those colors together with the black and brown. Are they trying to secretly say something? I was trying to make a joke, but you ruined it.
That is penetrating the purple circle.
No, that the red and the blue and the white is right there next to the black and the brown. Like they're trying to say something that it's that community. God, y'all ruined jokes.
Bunch of butt fucking Brady Bunchers. I don't know. But yeah, you have all this stuff coming out now when you look up pride flags. You got Colorado Republican Party issues call to burn all pride flags, supposedly. Then we got USA Today picked up that a couple hours ago there. Then we got Colorado GOP condemned for hateful anti-LGBTQ call to burn pride flags. We got 1 day ago, pride flags will fly in Colorado despite Republican Party's call to do that stuff. 2 days ago, Colorado GOP rebuked by Republicans, Democrats after calling for burning of the flags. 7 hours ago, shooting targets Oregon Library's pride flag. 1 day ago, California City rejects flying rainbow flag during Pride Month. So,
I mean, let me preface to say I don't condone violence. I don't condone breaking the law or anything, but it's no different if people go out there and burn the pride flags and get away with it because they get away with burning our U.S. flag.
Yeah, because technically any flag burning is supposed to be covered under freedom of expression.
Free speech. Exactly. It's free speech. So
and the fact that
if they want to try to charge people for burning the pride flag, then they need to go back and retroactively charge everyone that's ever burnt the American flag.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact of the matter is the douchebag that actually got the fucking flag, American flag burning through the Supreme Court ruling years ago is the same douchebag that tried to burn another one at the fucking RNC in 2016. And Alex Jones beat his ass over is what it was then.
Mm-hmm.
And then tried to sue Alex Jones in the state of Ohio, and he actually got a bunch of money from it. I'm like, no, don't give this guy a fucking dime. Tell him to go fuck himself and countersue his ass then. Burning American flags on our damn soil is what it is. But who people we should be remembering, though, is these 6 right here, the people that were murdered by that piece of shit, Audrey Hale.
Yep.
Which is Evelyn Dickhouse, Haley Scroggs, William Kenny, Catherine Kuntz, who was the principal of the school, Mike Hill, who was the janitor who confronted Audrey's ass to begin with and tried to stop the massacre from even happening, and then Cynthia Peck, who was the substitute teacher who was murdered by Hale as well. So,
to me, he's a hero for trying to stop that psycho.
Yes, he is.
He did more than the fucking police did in Uvalde.
Yeah. And the sad fact of the matter is, if they actually had people being able to concealed carry in these school systems, he probably would have been one of the ones concealed carrying at the time and been able to pull his own gun and just be like pop, 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 pop a bunch of times.
If you're not carrying every time you leave your house, something's wrong. I'm sorry. Yeah. Like I was saying a while ago, you literally take your life in your hands leaving your fucking house these days.
Yeah.
Because of all the fear mongering and how they make it seem like, there's violence at every fucking corner. You're going to be, murked or whatever. So with that fear, it's making it kind of come true, so to speak. Yeah. So.
Oh, no, they're ruling the existence what it is right now.
Yeah.
And then apparently, I guess this is some of Hale's writing that said straight boy, bi, gay boy, straight woman, gay woman, queer person, etc. And somebody said,
God,
so
that-
basically Mr. Garrison's arc in the first 11 seasons of South Park is now what Audrey Hill's writing about there.
That's funny.
So,
She has
maybe.
horrible fucking chicken scratch.
Yeah, that kid, Jesus, dude.
Everything was wrong with that
Yeah.
fucking psycho. Leo, you need to get that your picture icon tattooed on your back and big,
Oh,
like
if
cover
I
your
had
whole
the
body.
money. If I had the money, yeah.
Would it be straight across or up and down?
It had to go up and down. Do the whole back, like
Yeah.
the whole fucking back.
Nah, I'll get it smaller just so it could be a tramp stamp.
But you could always walk around with your shirt off in town or whatnot
Yeah.
and fly under the radar, so to speak. You look like an ally.
I'm trying to be an ally.
I'm an ally,
Slap.
smack.
For those who don't know about that one, we're referring to Yannick Marshall when he got bitch slapped in the Chaz by Antifa.
Yeah, I had his fucking hat knocked off of him because he got smacked so
Yeah.
hard. I saw that too when I was
Yeah.
watching that shit live when he was there.
Yeah.
I was laughing so hard. Because that was back when I used to watch Yankee quite a bit.
Yeah.
I hardly ever watch his stuff anymore. I mean, I
Me
do,
either.
but I don't comment.
That ever since he defended that guy with the girlfriend in the wheelchair that got killed, I was like, nah.
Oh yeah, that fucking the vet when the other vet killed him.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because he was like-
yeah. Garrett Foster being killed by
Dorn. No,
No. It was God, let me think of it for a second now.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
No. Because he was released recently. Daniel Perry. That's who it was.
Jeffrey
Because he
Dahmer.
said, if you disagree with me, you can unsub. I was like, really? Over that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid because
Oh,
that
yeah,
guy
that man
was clearly
Yeah.
out to do harm.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
pointed
Garrett
a fully
Foster was a
loaded.
piece of shit.
Yeah, he pointed a fully loaded AK at someone, threatening them, and
Yeah.
everyone's shocked because he was put down.
And you was
Which
pissed
he-
off about that. Like, wow. And you
Which
said
he
people
shouldn't have
don't
been
like to
been there.
unfollow you or unsub from you.
No. And that's the thing. It's the same thing like with Rittenhouse and company there. You know, everybody that was attacking him that night. None of these people should have been in those fucking areas, dude. They should have been at home
Yeah.
chilling, and they would be alive today.
But here's my thing. He shouldn't have been there because he had someone that solely depended on him every day, all day, every day. He should have been more focused on taking care of his wife.
Yes.
Yeah, but then
Because
she
it-
wanted to go too because she was part
Yeah,
of it.
she was there, but she wasn't there long. But my thing is,
Oh no, she was still there when he got shot and killed. She
Yeah.
was on the
Oh,
fucking
was
street
she?
corner in her wheelchair. Yeah.
But see, my thing is, they shouldn't have been there because if something happened, like it did, she has nobody now, unless not like
Yeah.
someone like she had her husband who was there
Mhm.
all day, every day that could fucking care for her, and now she has essentially nobody.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not like he had, I hate to say this, regular wife that had no health issues
Mhm.
to where if something happened, or if he was single, that's a little more understandable. But if you're the sole dependent for somebody, you don't fuck around. Or
Yeah,
you
I wouldn't be there in the first place. Right. Even as a husband, I'll put my foot, even if she wanted to go, as a husband, you should be like, nah, put my foot down, be like, no,
Exactly.
no.
Be like, yeah,
Yeah,
not
because,
safe, don't
I mean,
go there.
Because no offense, but she basically was a roadblock, so to speak. What if, they were down about 4 blocks away, and 2 blocks away there was a shooting and people
Mhm.
started trampling? She couldn't get out of the way on her own.
No.
She's like a giant fucking obstacle. People would be tripping and falling over. A million things could have gone wrong.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
took one of him being a fucking, attempted terrorist, in my opinion, trying to kill
Mhm.
somebody.
Or if you wanted to go, you should be in the outskirts.
Yeah, the outside looking in, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah,
outside looking in, like not be it within the
in the
crowd.
thick of. Yeah,
Yeah, if nothing else, have the crowd on the other side of the thing and be like, "We support you."
Exactly.
or go to the roof of one of the buildings, or go out to one
Yeah,
of the windows
something.
inside of a
At
building.
least,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, be chilling out in a coffee shop or something behind everybody else.
Because if I was him and my wife was like that, I would feel like dog shit if I went there and my wife got killed because she got trampled or something. Because I decided to, it was okay to be put in that kind of situation.
Right.
But obviously, those type of people like that, they don't
And
have
then you
that
wanted to
same
carry your
mentality as
rifle.
I do.
Right. And then you wanted to carry your rifle. You couldn't come with your pistol,
Yeah,
have
exactly.
it covered,
So
Well,
be
he already
inconspicuous.
chose to be an antagonizer.
I believe truthfully, when you look at the whole Daniel Perry Garrett Foster case to begin with, the reason that Daniel Perry was rightfully granted a pardon recently by the state of Texas and basically acquitted by Abbott and given a full pardon, or what it
Pardon.
is, was because you legitimately had video evidence of Garrett Foster like 5 to 10 minutes before he was shot and killed, literally talking shit and being like, "Oh yeah, I'm out here armed because people are too much of a bunch of pussies to do anything while I'm fucking armed. But God forbid I try to use this against the cops. I know I'm dead." And it's like he literally called his own death warrant like 5 to 10 minutes before his own death.
Yeah.
He
I
just
remember
didn't realize he was going to be an armed citizen that took his ass out in response to him pointing a gun at him. So
Yeah, it wasn't like he walked up to him with the muzzle down at the ground, doing whatever.
oh yeah,
He had it pointed at his fucking head.
And then as Roland Tripp brought up, what about the folks that bring their little kids to protests at night? Exactly. And they're part of the problem too, for that matter. I would say even during the day, for that matter, because who's to say something could happen during the fucking day?
You shouldn't be bringing kids to anything like that,
No.
because
To me, that's child abuse at that point.
Because you're knowingly putting your children in harm's way for any of the scenarios that we've mentioned or haven't mentioned. A simple stampede would fucking kill a child instantly.
Well, if they're willing to put their child on puberty blockers, then they'd be willing to take them to protest. So,
well, yeah,
exactly. Then, of course, you got somebody doing this meme, which was the life cycle of the Nashville shooter: Audrey, she, her; Aiden, he, him; Ash, was, were.
That's fucking hilarious, dude. It's fucked up, but it's hilarious. Holy shit. Damn.
We're not trying to make light of this, YouTube. We're simply trying to say the truth at this point, because that's what that child is. She was a nutter. She became a he. He went on a fucking rampage and got what he got. So.
Was, were.
Yep. And now he is a was, were.
It.
But yeah, those Tampa badges are fucking crazy looking.
I actually like it. If it means something else. If it meant something else. It's all colorful and cute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It just looks like you're not even a real cop at that point.
No, it's like you're fucking a Looney Tune cop.
Yeah. It's like you're one of these like random ass rent-a-cops or whatever they have in different places that are walking around with their squad car and shit like that.
I would honestly think if I saw a cop with a badge like that they were impersonating a police officer.
Oh yeah, fake cop for sure. Yeah, it says Tampa Police Department introduced a new commemorative badge for LGBTQ Pride Month, celebrated each June, according to a video shared by the Legacy or agency. Said it serves, quote, as a symbol of our department's commitment to serving members of the LGBTQ plus community with understanding. One officer said in the video, by fostering open communication, we can make sure that everyone feels comfortable reaching out to police wherever they need help. Jesus fucking Christ. It says badge incorporates the Progress Pride flag or pedo pride flag, which was created in 2018 into its design. It includes the original rainbow flag as well as the added 5-color ribbon that represents people of color in the transgender community is what they claim there. But First officers, pedos for that matter. It says the badge can be a conversation starter, a way to show that we are allies, and a symbol of safety for those who might hesitate to interact with police, one officer said. So the badge is one of 9 that members of the department can choose to collect or wear in June. Where the hell's the other 8? I want to see the other 8 now. Come on.
No,
Can't tell
truthfully,
me there's 9. Can't tell me there's 9 badges and only show me 1.
what that would tell me is that they're fucking mentally incompetent to be so self-serving.
Yes, for sure. And they would probably
Y'all
be
know
the first cop to meg dump your ass if something ever happened.
You know what?
Y'all know.
As a cop, I would rock that badge just for the shits and giggles.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder how many of the people in that community would want one just to want it because it had that on the badge. Like, are they going to start selling those as commemorative badges, kind of like Trump coins and shit like that?
Probably.
But
So
do y'all know how big Great Pyrenees are?
Yes.
Well, I was just letting my 2 Great Pyrenees outside to go to the bathroom, and one of them ran past me and
makes sense.
fucking whacked his tail right in my fucking testicle.
Oh,
Nice.
shit.
And it's not like it's a little tail like on
Ooh.
smaller dogs. This thing is a big, hard fucking, it's like getting hit with a solid object, dude. It's like it
Like a
hurts.
softball or something to the nutsack.
Yeah, that's why I was like, fuck, a while ago. He whacked me right in the fucking nut. Right in my testicles.
So anyway, to go back
That
to that
shit
story we were
hurt.
talking about earlier with the 5 Somalis indicted for $40 million theft and tried to give a juror $120K in cash to acquit them. That was
Yeah.
part of a smaller story. That was part of a larger story. Where 70 Somalis were indicted by federal prosecutors in a huge fraud case where $250 million of taxpayer money meant to feed hungry children was stolen in the Minneapolis area through nonprofits. Says 5 were convicted at trial today following the court bribery attempt of a juror. And yeah, this is a bunch of the stacks of cash. There's what it is. That is a fuck ton of money.
Jesus.
And there's some more of the money there. Just laid out as like single bills. Yes, as Minneapolis's political culture is tainted by all types of fraud, financial, marriage, and voter fraud, including Democrats, and its largest community now being Somali terrorists. So it's also Ilhan Omar's congressional district, for those who don't know, which says all kinds of things about why certain people shouldn't have voting rights in this country.
Right. And I'm also surprised that they've even done anything, or much less, you know, put it out there, these 5 people, their pictures and their names, because that's Ilhan's district, and you know, they fucking let her do whatever the fuck she wants and says whatever she wants, and she's never held accountable.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of immigration versus invasion, this is actually a pretty good representation of both these things. You got legal immigration versus foreign invasion. People just lining up and crossing our borders. So, and it seems like those who actually do the actual process to become American citizens actually give a shit about this country more, because they have to take so much time and understanding of our nation. So,
Damn. I forgot I can't do it from my phone. If you actually Google, because what I just Googled, Tampa Police does 9 new badges. It shows you different ones. Like one of them at the top, it shows like a thin blue line with the flag. The other one has like the American flag up there. Yeah, I was able to Google.
let's see if we can get an image here.
Like the background's different in different ones. Like one has a building, it looks like, another has like a boat. I don't know if it's like current ones or if maybe this is past ones, but it's showing different ones. It's not showing the list. I haven't found that yet.
Yeah, I'm not finding anything about it here. All I'm seeing is a thing from Not the Bee talking about the new gay badges for Pride Month. Oh, Jesus, here's the actual video of it. Maybe. Oh, Jesus Christ. Wow. Yeah, so you got a gay black cop and a gay female white cop. Interesting.
I sent you a couple pictures on Discord Messenger, the two I found.
All right.
I like I said, it's just a couple that I've seen. Like it didn't pull up a bunch.
All right.
I guess a lot of them they're probably keeping under wraps with only in law enforcement.
Possibly. Yeah, okay. Let's check these out. All right.
And that was just a quick search too.
All right, so we got this first one here, which includes the pedo pride flag badge. And then we got Tampa Police Canine Unit, an American flag and a canine flag. And we got a bunch of different badges there. Tampa Police badge, Etsy.
Cash, give it here. Drop it.
And then we got some other badges here. New Millennium, City of Tampa Police with an eagle. Another eagle one. Interesting.
Like I said, that was just a quick search. I don't know if those are the ones that are mentioned in the 9 new ones or not.
Maybe it's just 9 different pride flags for all the fuck we know.
Yeah.
Because I can totally see that being a thing as well. That would make total sense right now, honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
Considering how many different pride flags there actually are out there, there's literally like, I think 50 or 60 of them now at least. At least ones that I've seen anyway. Whether it be the trans pride flag, the original gay pride flag, this so-called progress pride flag.
Yeah. To Rolling Trips comment,
asexual pride flags, all that stuff like that.
To Rolling Trips comment, that's why you can't give these motherfuckers, any of them, an inch, because they're going to take 100,000 miles.
Yep. Well, see, and that's the thing too. And that when you look at the Gays Against Groomers, their official site there on X, or their official page on X, there's what it is. You actually see that they're the ones a lot of times calling this shit out because they're like, hey, a lot of us only did want gay marriage, and that's where we wanted to stop, basically, was just fucking equal rights shit. And then it was, you have all these other fucking groups after them coming up and being like, no, now we want this, now we want this, now we want this, now we want this, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I remember.
It all started with the wedding cake, the gay wedding cake.
Yeah.
And they demand that you make it for them.
Yeah, it's
against the religious beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
There's a video of a young woman. I think she was at one of these marches or something. Kind of like maybe I think she was one of the maybe Parkland survivors or something like that, where she was like, "Yeah, as soon as y'all give us an inch, we're taking the mile and more." You know, she said out loud what others weren't. Yeah. And it's fucking true, and they are getting bolder and bolder, and just aren't hiding anything.
Oh yeah,
anymore.
They're in your face now with it.
It's in your fucking face, 24/7. Things that you didn't even know are now being said because they don't care. Well, they don't have any opposition hardly anymore because ever since January 6th, that's knocked the American people's dick in the dirt, and especially if they truly do imprison Trump, that's really going to send a loud, clear message as well, which they're going to have carte blanche and basically going to do whatever the fuck they want to, and because they have no one to challenge it. No one's going to fucking do anything until it's too late.
And this is popped up in my feed a minute ago from Gays Against Groomers. It says, tomboys are going extinct due to gender ideology, making young girls who aren't overly feminine think that they are actually meant to be boys. It's evil. There is no wrong way to be a boy or a girl. And yeah, it's this chick you're talking about. She used to be a tomboy. And then, like, it basically just turning other people into other people is what it does then. So
there's nothing wrong with being a tomboy.
Well, no, and I talked about it before. Growing up as a kid, like, there was a couple girls I hung out with that were considered tomboys at the time.
Oh, I knew a lot of tomboys.
Now they are actively married happily to a man and have multiple children with that man.
And they're still tomboys. They just like doing more boy stuff than girl stuff. Like, I was talking to someone the other day where his daughter he raised to be, into hunting and fishing and everything because he wanted a boy, but he had a girl.
Mm-hmm.
And, at first he was kind of hesitant about it because he's like, I wanted a boy, but I have a girl and girls can't do all this. And someone says, who said not? So he purposely raised his daughter like that. And she loves everything that they do. And she's a girl, but likes doing boy shit, hunting, fishing, whatever. So now he's doing it with his other daughters that he had. And there's nothing wrong with it because they're still girls. They still do girly shit, but they just enjoy doing boy shit too.
Flame-throwing robot dogs are now available for $9,420.
Jesus Christ. So Dark Dogs have fire.
It says quadriplegic robot with a 30-foot flame-throwing range is controlled via smartphones and features a 1-hour battery.
Yeah, because that's not going to get hacked.
And apparently these are made in some part of the state of Ohio. I'm not sure exactly what county in, but I know they're made here, which is very disturbing to me personally.
That doesn't surprise me. Ohio is the birthplace of serial killers.
No, that was California. we were the secondary place for serial killers. Get it correct, man.
Yeah, birthplace, that's what I said.
Well, no, because you look at it legitimately. When you look at Dahmer, Gacy, all these people like that,
all Ohio.
They had ties to this state, but they also had a big-ass tie to California, too. And they lived in both those states for some point of their lives. So, apparently people are now wearing a shirt that says Biden or convicted felon on it. Meaning Trump, obviously. So, yeah, seems kind of silly, honestly. But anyway.
Fucking rolling through it.
I don't know. Shit's getting nuts and so much more is what it is now.
Dude, shit's been nuts for fucking years now. It's just getting worse.
I think we may leave off the stream today with this, since we've been going almost 2 hours right now, which is a 1,000 degree fireball versus chocolate milk.
Best part is being able to hear it.
Yeah, it literally sounds like somebody shitting, honestly. I'm not going to lie.
Yep. I guess that's why you don't do anal? Is that?
Yeah, that sounds wrong, dude. That just sounds so wrong. Huh. I'm surprised it hasn't broken through that glass yet.
Yeah, right.
Unless maybe it was like ice cold or something when they put it in there. Yeah, because that. Ew, this looks nasty. Yeah, that's what happens when you pull out from anal, so, and the girl didn't do things correctly, and then she just shits all over you.
She gives you a shit facial.
Oh boy, that ain't good. This one will probably be heard all over the mainstream media here in the next couple of days, which is DoorDash driver guy drops off food and said, "There's your food, N-word, and chow down, N-word." Yeah,
They must have looked at the name.
that dude just ruined his life
Right.
because we don't live in Nigeria here, people. So, anyway, any final thoughts, gentlemen?
Prepare for the wild ride ahead of us, because from everything that we keep hearing, shit's gonna get bad quick.
Yeah.
Happy Pride Month.
My final thought for today is don't be one of these 5 people because you're probably going to get busted for a shitload of fucking taxpayer fraud.
They'll be let go with a slap on their hand.
So, don't be Ilhan Omar's voter base.
If not charged at all. I actually see that happening. All charges dropped.
Oh, it's happened quite a bit too,
Insufficient
for that
evidence.
matter. Happened quite a bit too, for that matter, unfortunately. But yeah, it's ridiculous. We are living in unprecedented times, having people do unprecedented things, all to fuck us over in the long run. And I, for one, am personally sick and tired of it. It's why I will call it out every chance I get. It's also covering freedom of speech, YouTube, so don't even try to channel strike me on here, dude. We already went through this months ago with your other bullshit. So, anyway. But yeah, other than that, though, that's where I'm at for today. I will be back, hopefully, with some panelists again tomorrow for Stand Your Ground Saturday. We'll be discussing, I'm not sure what case yet, maybe the Kyle Korth case, maybe something else for that matter. I'm not sure yet. Might just be a bunch of 2A stories of the day or something like that as the stream. But other than that, that's where we're at for the day. Hope you all enjoyed this. Peace out. Stay safe, stay vigilant. Always be carrying because you never know what's going to happen. And if you do know what happens, we are definitely heading towards unprecedented times ahead. So be ready and be able to take down the threats. Later, y'all.
Yep. Dana.